First of all, did everyone sign in the sign-in sheet? Okay, it's being done. Good. Does everyone have a copy of our position papers on apartheid in the Dominican Republic and the social injustice of the tragedy of white social injustice? Does everyone have a copy?
Yes.
Okay, these are official position papers of the UNIA government. Please read them and understand what we're trying to accomplish. Okay, now that I have everyone's attention, does everyone have a copy of the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Okay, today is Sunday, June 28, 2015. We're at the African Poetry Theater in Jamaica, New York. This is the UNIA ACL Division 432. This is our agenda. Will everyone please rise? Item number 1, the Universal Ethiopian Anthem. Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
It's at the middle, bottom, right-hand corner. It says Ethiopian, the Universal Ethiopian Anthem?
Yes.
Okay. Ethiopia, thou land of our fathers, thou land where the gods love to be. As storm cloud at night suddenly gathers, our armies come rushing to thee. We must in the fight be victorious when swords are thrust outward to gleam. For us will the victory be glorious when led by the red, black, and green. Advance, advance to victory. Let Africa be free. Advance to meet the foe. Advance to meet the foe. With the might of the red, the black, and the green. With the might of the red, the black, and the green.
All right.
Hip hip hurrah. Hip hip hurrah.
One God, one aim, one destiny.
Destiny. Okay, that was item number 1. Item number, have a seat, ladies and gentlemen. Item number 2. This is the absolute most important item. July 18th, Saturday, is our red, black, and green black tie gala. All proceeds are going to the building fund. It has become painfully and patently obvious that we need a building, so we can do more activities, so we can provide more services, so we can uplift and educate our people. Does anyone disagree with me?
Negative.
Okay. Number 3, in our midst, in addition to the guest speaker, we have, and this is a star-studied approach, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's right.
In your midst, every meeting, you have the High Chancellor of the UNIA. But in addition today, we are honored, we are beyond words
Word.
to accept the presence of the 10th President General of the government of the UNIA. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge President General Senghor Baye.
Black power. Black power, son.
In addition, we have Brother James Richmond from Division 332. Please acknowledge that. On to item number 3. They are not here. One of our members, Dana Driscoll, is going to introduce a Brother Kazembe Bats, who is...
That's me.
Brother Kazembe, come up, sir. Come up and make your 2-minute presentation, please.
Okay, very good. Peace, brothers and sisters, family.
All right, Black power, brother.
Peace.
It's my honor to be able to address you all real quick and briefly. Brother Dana, me and Brother Dana work together in the Coalition for Public Education, among other organizations. My name's Jeffrey Kazembe Bats. I'm a Garveyite to the core.
What's up?
I used to be a member of Division 420. We used to meet up on 127th Street. My brother was there. back in the day. About 10 years ago, the division got disbanded. I continued to organize. The division got suspended for whatever reason. But nonetheless, I'm here to urge y'all and encourage y'all and invite y'all to come out. In Bed-Stuy, which is a neighborhood being gentrified, but it's still predominantly black, for the last 15 years, we've organized what we call the Universal Hip Hop Parade. We say we stand on two legs, one leg being the philosophies and opinions, the other leg being all of the elements of hip hop culture, not just rap music. We did that because, I've participated in some of the parades uptown, and we wanted to bring some youthful energy in. And at that time, when we started 15 years ago, it was the year 2000, Eminem was starting to be recognized by some as the #1 rapper at the time, and we didn't want rap music as a sub-part of hip-hop culture to go the same way as jazz and rock and roll, where the youth and others don't realize that it started coming out of our spirit and our culture.
That's right.
And also, so we start at a park called Von King Park. We go up to Marcus Garvey Boulevard. To our knowledge, it's the only street named, with the help of Sonny Carson, we renamed that street, the only street in America that we're aware of, named after Marcus Garvey. We go all the way down Marcus Garvey Boulevard, about 20 blocks, then we turn down Fulton Street, which is the heart of Bed-Stuy. We recognize that we're going to have stops at the Bed-Stuy Volunteer Ambulance Corps, Bed-Stuy Boxing Club, Pomoja House, and the Bedford-Stuyvesant Restoration Plaza. And then we end on Fulton and Bedford, where the Slave Theater still is, although it's not in operation. It hasn't been in operation for many years. So that's our route. Last time we did it, we did not do the parade last year. We've had some challenges as far as being able to keep the momentum going, but we had a 14-year run before that. So we're trying to come back this year. It's 2015 for us to do our 15th parade. The last parade we did, we had the United African Movement, led by Alton Maddox, at the front. Always like to have the red, black, and green in the front, and hopefully an organization that represents the spirit of Garvey, as the UAM does. This year I'm inviting this division of the UNIA. I was here about 3 or 4 months ago, and I was so impressed, especially at the business aspect, because not just within maybe the UNIA, but within the movement as a whole, what we're lacking is finances and money. That's why our neighborhoods are being gentrified, because we can't purchase, we can't keep the property, we don't have enough businesses. Our theme, build the biz, biz means business, and that's why we highlight those black-controlled institutions that I mentioned, Bed-Stuy Volunteer, Ambulance Corps, etc. So in conclusion, because I know y'all have a big agenda today, I would like to get a point person, if y'all accept the invitation. We participate in the August 17th parade that's going to be in Harlem, but this is something that we always do the Saturday on his birthday, if it falls on a Saturday, and if not, the Saturday prior. Parade starts at 3:30 in Bed-Stuy. Hip-hop is going to be heavily represented, but we see, we have to, there have been some, and I'll end with this, there have been some brothers and sisters who didn't understand the mixture. It's a deliberate mash, deliberate, to try to get more young adults involved, but we don't compromise on anything as far as Garvey. Anybody who really knows me can testify to that. So if I could have if y'all agree, and y'all can identify a point person, because August 15th is going to be here soon. It's less than 2 months away. We don't have a lot of sponsorship, but we definitely have the support of the entities that I mentioned and the grassroots hip-hop community. You see Jay-Z's picture on the flyer. Jay-Z has not endorsed this event. I respect the man. He's a good businessman. We wish he was involved, and we wouldn't turn him away if he did come around, but that was more so as an outreach, and the fact that we're based in Bed-Stuy, he's from Bed-Stuy, trying to make links. All right, so my name's Kazembe. I could be reached at, or the organization can be reached on the flyer. It has the Twitter, the Facebook, the email. That's the best way. And again, we're going to stay. I have my little man with me for a while, but I got to get him back. I'm going to stay for a little while, but if there's someone who could be identified, maybe Marcus Cook, I see him as the youth person listed here, then we can follow up. Yeah. And again, Saturday, August 15th, It would be a great opportunity. And I'll end by saying we encourage organizations to come out to make it colorful. It's not a demonstration, it's a celebration, but to give out literature. Let people see you as we make 30 blocks through a still predominantly black neighborhood of Bed-Stuy. It could be a great way to build the membership and to build up this division and to build up the UNIA as a whole in central Brooklyn and here in New York City. So I thank y'all for the time. I thank Dana for arranging it. And again, I've been around a lot of UNIA meetings. I was so impressed. The only reason I haven't been back since a couple of months is just that, you know, it's just so much to do. And I think that I'm already actively involved. But I support y'all, and I support the philosophies and opinions for life.
Thank you, Brother Kazembe.
Any questions, real quick? Anybody? No?
No,
right.
we'll
Thank y'all.
We'll definitely be there, brother.
All right.
Okay. I'll be there to participate in the march.
Thank you. Now, before I go to item 5, let me say this. Brother Kazembe, if you were impressed, you haven't seen anything yet. That's what I have to tell you. Okay, item number 5. At this point, I'd like to have President Michael R. Duncan of Division 432 address us. And in addition, he's also the High Chancellor of the government of the UNIA. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge Mr. Michael R. Duncan.
Greetings, brother. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Thank you for coming out. One God, one name, one destiny.
Always.
We know we have a lot to do. We're all about business because it's the economics that's going to take us where we need to go. Today, we're going to hear from our brother, not only taking care of financial business, but our health business, which if that's not taken care of, the financial business usually goes sooner than we know. My thing, I'm just going to stay here for about 5 minutes. You know, I traveled to Africa recently to do some of the investigations we needed to do on the coconut oil, on the possibilities of the shea butter and the other products and businesses we can do in Africa. And I have to tell you that Liberia is ready. It's ready for growth. We need to start looking where else we can invest and we can make money. I identified the coconut source, where we can get the coconut, how we can make it possible. I'm currently in some kind of process of negotiating to see how we can get some land there. I'm making sure that I investigate and, if anything, put out some money in the beginning, that if we're going to lose any money, I'm the only one who's going to lose some money. But once that is straightened out, we're coming back here where each and every one of us will invest in Africa, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Nah, so I'm a little hard of hearing. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. It's all about business, us supporting each other. As I gotta say, for the last month, Jamaica Breeze owes the UNIA $187.97 for your support in coming to the Jamaica Breeze restaurant. The thing is that we can't have our people supporting us and we don't give back. So, sister, I'm going to be turning over a check at our next meeting for $187.97. That's for our portion of Marcia, you coming in, Adrian, you coming in, Raymond, who coming, the sister here who's always there, and you come in and support the business. Therefore, we give back a certain percentage to the individuals. Sister Delali, when you come into Jamaica Breeze, do you get your discount?
I always ask for it.
Okay, and if they're messing up, please force them to give that discount. Make sure they give it, because as a UNIA member business, we have to give that discount. And after we give that discount, then we as a business, we don't need to wait for the UNIA to say, you owe us this. We as the business owners, we want to give the money. So I'll be writing that check to the UNIA. But we're looking to Liberia. We want to do a lot of things there. There's a new division there. Look, let me tell you something. As far as black nationalism, black upliftment and growth, I think Liberia is the most fertile soil on earth today. And that's where I'm going to be taking my expertise. I may live here 2 months out of the year and do some business with you guys, but I'm going to be in the continent because the continent is waiting for us. Most of the people who are going to be rich, most of the associations that's going to be strong here in America, they're already rich and strong. We need to find a base. You know, Marcus Garvey said the apple is here. And as soon as we as black people reach closer to the apple, the slave master is getting more vicious. and he wants to terminate us. And that's what we saw in South Carolina. Imagine, this young man says he wants to start a race war. Are we taking this seriously, or it's just a joke? There are many who feel just like him, but what we must do, we can't worry about fighting right now because we're not equipped for that. We got to think about preparing ourselves economically to fight the task, to be able to build our institutions, build our schools, and that's what we're pushing. On the subject of Africa, I'm going to give more details of that, says in the next meeting, because the brother who's here, he's here to heal us. He's a member business of the UNIA, and the product that he's going to tell us about, I want each and every one of us to get into it. I'm going to be say, distributing this product. I'm going to be selling this product. And every product, every one I sell, the profit will be donated to the UNIA building fund because we want to make sure we get that building here in New York. Brother, we're all members of the UNIA. Even if 420 closed, 435 is here.
Yes.
All you got to do, Marcus Garvey says, all you got to do,
activate your citizenship.
Activate your citizenship.
That's all
this
you
was
do.
built for us
Yes.
to help us, and that's why we're here. Brothers and sisters, I'm not going to stay longer. I'm going to turn it back over to Brother Raymond.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Duncan. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Last year we had our convention. We had our centennial and convention in New York. And that was when I got introduced to our guest speaker. He is an accomplished intellectual, an accomplished innovator. But what makes me respect and admire HERU is when he was educating me on IET. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't be any more IETian than me. I mean, you can't be. I'm sorry. I mean, it's in my blood. It's like, I mean, I knew the national anthem of IET, the French version, before I knew the American version. But I've been here since 6 years old because in our house, that's what we were trained for. So all I knew was IET. So when HERU was describing IET last year, I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Nobody can know more than me. No. So, Brother HERU, I cannot tell you how impressed I was and how it formed me to even develop and understand more of IET. Let me describe Ambassador HERU to you. He is a spoken poet, as well as an attorney, as well as a performer, as well as an innovator. He serves as Senior Vice President of Caribbean Operations at Ocean Thermal Energy PLC. HERU, as his close friends call him, is an experienced enterprise leader in the field of energy and sustainability initiatives in the Caribbean region. He was born in Ghana and educated in the United States. He is the liaison between the University of Virgin Islands and the Virgin Islands Water and Power Authority. He is an expert in solar power and renewable energy. He is the executive producer and host for the TV show Lightworkers, where renewable energy leaders from government, academia, and private business are interviewed about their thoughts and visions for a greener Earth. He earned his Juris Doctor from the Northeastern University School of Law and his Bachelor's of Arts from Tufts University. In addition, he is the genius behind MovementTunes.com, where digital downloads of world-class artists from around the globe are provided. Social consciousness and historical awareness are the common themes of all the artists on the website. Basically, you can be conscious and still make money, ladies and gentlemen. The artists care about their respective communities and have taken the responsibility to inspire and uplift people through music. Fittingly, MovementTunes.com sponsors clean water and solar energy projects around the world. HERU created MovementTunes.com after iTunes would not accommodate the social conscious artists. Instead of complaining, which we don't have time for, he said, let's do, let's make, let's create. Of all of that, ladies and gentlemen, but that's not why HERU's here today. Believe that, this is enough for a lifetime. Instead, he's here to engage our community. Oh, Beckway, welcome. Sister Bathsheba, welcome.
Thank you.
But he's here to engage our community in a comprehensive lecture on olive leaf extract for major illness reversal, which includes high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, kidney failure, chronic infections, hypercholesterolemia, cardiovascular disease, autoimmune diseases, and etc. I don't think I have to tell you these are the maladies that afflict our communities. So ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to stand up. Let's give applause for the Ambassador, HERU OFORI ATTA.
Thank you, Raymond.
You're welcome.
Pleasure to see you again. It is an absolute honor for me to be here again in New York City. And I guess before I start, we do have the President General here, and I'm wondering if the President General would like to share some words before I start, because this is going to be, this is not going to be a lecture per se. This is going to be a functional educational workshop in us learning the science on how to heal ourselves and the people around us, and to understand certain scientific concepts when it comes to herbs. What I'm going to talk about and show you is going to be supported by scientific literature and also my observations in people that I've treated. I would ask everyone to be ready to take some notes, because what's going to happen is that after you leave today, you'll be able to make your own concoctions and know ways to tell whether something has been herbally extracted properly or not. You also have an opportunity, because of UNIA, you also have an opportunity to become a distributor for a product that I've created, that I manufacture, that I sell all around the world. And so before I even go any further, we have Baba Senghor, who I met years ago when I was a young poet performing around the world, and I happened to be performing in Washington, D.C. doing a concert. And this man pulled me aside. It was so energetic. He said, "We got to talk." And it was Baba Senghor. And we've had a relationship ever since then. We've had a radio show together for several years. And Baba Senghor is like family to me. It just so happens that he's the President General of the UNIA. So it's nice to be able to have the President General on speed dial. And I can call him and bounce ideas with him. And I just hope that whenever I reach Senghor's age, I'll have his energy and his patience and his undying love for our people. Every time I see Senghor, I am reminded of what is necessary in terms of what we need to do to deal with our people, to be someone who is in a leadership capacity and an administrative capacity in dealing with our people with the trauma that we've been in. Takes a lot of patience, a lot of understandings of human behavior, and also understandings of psychology. And I think that Senghor does a great job every time that I see him, that he's maintained that loving spirit, that positive attitude, and the ability to deal with people who are many times very disagreeable. And so I haven't seen Senghor in about a year, and every time I see Senghor, it seems as if he gets younger. And so he's just a great testament as to the Garvey energy, and I see it in Mr. Duncan. I see it in Duge. I see it in Mr. Duge. Just the passion would exist for our people. And these are also very accomplished men who can be emulated. And this is the standard of excellence that our people are going to have to come to, and the standard of commitment and dedication our people are going to have to come to if we're going to get out of the situation that we find ourselves in. I've also recently met Mr. James Richmond, and it's been a pleasure meeting him, and he's treated me like a family member since we've met. It's just good to make these types of links. So without further ado, Baba Senghor, please share your thoughts.
Yeah. Greetings, everybody. I'm going to be real brief, but I'm going to be straight and strong. We don't got time to mess around. Thank you, Mr. Duncan, not only for serving the government of the Universal Negro Improvement Association African Communities League, North, South, East, and West of the world, not just in Queens, but the world. Thank you for serving as president of this division in Queens. Brother Raymond, without you, Michael wouldn't be whole. But Mr. Raymond Duge is also the ambassador of Haiti. So take that seriously. You don't just have a vice president and a president. You have two official government representatives. Okay? Very important. Brother HERU, I call him my spiritual son because the way I connected with HERU was at a spiritual event, a Kwanzaa event. And the connection was so way beyond what y'all see in me and what you see in him. Because our ancestors have been waiting and watching. I saw him channel ancestral energy. He wasn't a poet. He was a channeler. He channeled ancestral energy. And that shook me up. Because running into artists sometimes is you have to get through the egos. You have to get around their great creative ability to really get to know them. It was instant with me at HERU, okay? And it hasn't stopped. Now he serves as the ambassador of, get this, sustainable business movement development for the government. But he's a humble Pan-African practitioner of getting us to be more real about our blacktricity. My brother, thank you for sharing. You know, we are hip-hop, brother. Right. We understand hip-hop goes back to ancient Kemet. It didn't start in New York, okay? It didn't start on the planet either. It's universal law when it's dealt with right. But slop hop is in the way. So we're working on ways and means, my brother, to address that globally, not just nationally, globally. And you're going to be connected with the hip-hop cats, hip-hop mama, Precise Science, and some real thorough brothers and sisters. But don't forget our brothers and sisters who kick it in Wolof. Or kick it in Swahili. Or Portuguese or French. That's the kind of hip-hop connection. Because we got to hip-hop and take the world back. And we got to take hip-hop back. So we will be in tune with you. I'm already in tune with Alton Maddox and a lot of people you talked about. And in terms of what you were talking about, what left, it didn't leave. It transferred into some more positive energy, okay? You got to remember that, okay? And you need to be in the UNIA. As a citizen. No, we'll talk afterwards. I'm just giving you respect right now. And diplomacy, okay? As a government official. Because it really ain't about me. He or she, it's about we collectivity. And when we collaborate and know who we really are, it's over. Like Mr. Duncan said, it's very important for us to recognize what we are doing or not doing. Because others are going to take us out through food, through our lack of dealing with our own health and wellness, and through murder. But guess what? We emulating taking our own selves out by not knowing who we are. But y'all don't be ashamed and don't be afraid, because change is inevitable. And more blood is going to run. And all of us took a bullet, not just 9 people. We took a psychological, moral, emotional bullet. Yes, we did. Okay? And to remove that bullet, we got to do the kind of things Mr. Duncan talked about. So without any further ado, I'm letting y'all know, hey, we on that way to victory. Let's stop wallowing in defeat. And let's raise up the positivity. That's right. Brother HERU has come here from a long way. And sometimes you don't even want to come here when it's cold. I'm talking about because he's about work. But he lived in Washington, D.C. for a while. He's lived in Chicago. He's lived in Florida. He knows what's going on and not going on in the United States. But it's not about just us in the United States. Our brothers and sisters outnumber us around the world. Brother Ambassador, If we don't know the history of Haiti, we don't know the history of Africa, and we don't know the history of who we are, we don't know who we are. It's not all about the United States of Snakes. And don't get caught up in the illusion of confusion about the Confederate flags being removed and all those statues.
That's right.
Because there's more blood on the red, white, and blue than it is even on that.
That's right.
And we're not even calling for that to be removed. We talk about red, black, and green.
That's right.
Praise the red, the black, and the green.
That's
the brothers
right.
and the sisters will be redeemed when you wake up your eyes and really know that we got the true blacktricity and we are the fathers of all humanity. One God, one aim, one destiny.
Black power. Yeah.